So today, and as it says in the description, we're just kind of diving into the concept of our emotions around when we are stretching our limits. And that can be very unique, very different for each and every person. Um, to kind of enter into this fairly grand concept. So feelings have the ability to change who we are on a fundamental level. They have the ability to change how we are perceiving ourselves, how we're perceiving others, how we're perceiving our environment and the world in general. So feelings are really a powerful tool to tap into. And when you start to really recognize your unique sensations that occur within the physical, which is like a storage house for your feelings that are meant to be felt within the physical element so that you can really start to communicate on several very diverse, very complex, but also very simple systems that you're working with within this 3D world. It's just such a beautiful mosaic that can begin to occur, such an aha, um, empowering moment in time when you start to recognize your patterns, you start to recognize your feelings and what it means when you are feeling something in your physical. You can tend to find actually some fairly common, not always, but fairly common, I guess, regularities in the signals. So and again, I can use only myself because each of us is so unique and so diverse within how we present ourselves to the world, and in what way we take the world back into us. So, for an example, for myself, when I lean into or when I start to feel in my body fear, anxiety, or any kind of a little bit more of a um, an activation or an activating of the fight, flight, freeze response system. My signals for a lot of the time, those particular emotions, so fear, anxiety, a little bit of, I guess, doubt would be in there as well. It begins to immediately classify itself in my gut, in around my belly button, right into and quite deep into my digestive system. So a lot of things end up being triggered and occurring within my digestive system that is being kind of felt because of this emotional response to whatever happens to be happening that is it's activating that. So it's an interesting, and I'm going to just share a little story that possibly you might feel into and might represent in its own unique way where you have been or where you are at, or possibly where you might eventually be, and maybe this teaching will come in handy for you. Um, so being able to put yourself out there into the world, so being able to do something that is different, outside your realm of comfort. I mean, to be honest, as humans, we do that all the time, or we are doing that all the time, much more so when you're younger, because everything is new when you're younger. And if you kind of bring yourself back into your childlike state, which might end up doing a little bit of a meditation just to kind of foster that. We'll see how much time we have. When you go into that childhood state, you can really begin to attune yourself to your personality as a child. So you depending on your situation, depending on your story, depending on how you were kind of supported or sometimes not supported at that kind of very fundamental growing period in your personality is really a guide to how you move forward and how you continue. possibly continue to move forward even into your adult life with the same patterns and the same kind of story or pieces that come up from childhood or from an early kind of developmental beginning, which tends to be between birth and 7 years old, is a really powerhouse time for us developing and beginning to create ourselves, and where we stand and how we move forward in the world.